recorded now, yeah, for the interview?
Yeah, man, come on, man. Stop playing, man. I'm ready I'm ready to fight.
Anything you want to tell the public out there?
I am the greatest.
Right, left, you're toothless. And then you say, God damn it.
You got knocked the fuck out, man. Get knocked out, damn.
Word is born, I'ma smoke 'em. You don't make no move. What? Treat it like boxing. Stick and move. Stick it, nigga.
Left, right, left, right, left, left, right. And he was out for the night.
You know we need that trademark bark before you depart from our company, man. You know what I mean? Can we get the barking and we're gonna need that bark, yeah?
Oh, man. Jesus Christ, fellas. Dog is coming.
I don't care if he knocked me down, I was ready to go with him. Whatever you wanted to do, I was going to match him. All the way, mate, all the way. Now you might start believing in the Dark Destroyer.
Shout out boxing when I heard you on the radio. I just don't know.
Boxing beats and rhymes, boxing beats and rhymes.
I got knowledge, another brother's lacking.
I don't know if you want to answer. Possible Manny Pacquiao fight with Floyd Mayweather. How you feel about that?
Well, basically, I mean, it's a fight that still has the potential to happen.
I'm Sonny Liston, I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their claw. There's no one that can match me.
Boxing beats and rhymes, boxing beats and rhymes, boxing beats and rhymes, boxing beats and rhymes.
Hello, Mr. Mansour.
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna do introduction. Everyone good? Beach, you ready?
Yeah, man, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Alright.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me clear?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. We can hear you, bro.
Okay, one second. Let me do introductions, Mr. Mansour. 1 second. Hello, fight fans. I'm here with Boxing Beats and Rhymes, Kris Caban, and I'm here with looking to be the next heavyweight champion of the world, Amir Mansour. How you doing, champ? How's things going?
Wagwan, what's up?
Yeah.
Go on, you know.
I love
Hey,
this stuff.
I'm good, man.
I'm good, man. Training, man. Just working hard, man. Trying to master this craft for boxing, man, you know?
Yeah, man. Hey, boy, look, man, you've been putting in some work, man. Nothing but knockouts, man. So how did you get in the ring? Because, you know, us for the UK fans and people listening, let's do a bit of background. And how did you start boxing? Get into the boxing game, fight game?
I started boxing as a teenager, man. Little kid, man. And, I started taking it seriously, man, when I went to prison as a teenager, and they had boxing in there, and so you know I was one of the youngest guys in the whole prison, man, and I started boxing with the older guys, and they used to beat me up, man, but after about a good 6 or 7 months, man, I was knocking guys out, you know, and I discovered that I had that very, very rare punching power, you know, and that's when I started taking this boxing thing seriously.
Wow, man. So, if you don't mind, Mr. Mansour, could you share with the fight fans, you know, I don't know, if it's up to you, though, share with us how about you get in jail, in prison?
Oh, no problem. Yeah, you know, one thing that plagues America, plagues black community, plagues a lot of black young men is drugs, selling drugs, you know. A lot of people from different countries, they see certain pictures and certain projections of America, and they think that this is just the land of milk and honey. And it's really not the case. You know, it's a lot of hardship over here. It's a lot of poverty over here. And it's a lot of ignorance and stupidity as well. And, you know, I was one of those young kids, man, growing up in the projects, man, you know, no real, you know, direction, no mentor. You know, my mother raising 3 boys on her own, you know, and selling drugs was one of the ways that we were able to get, you know, the nice looking clothes, really just clothes on our back, you know, and sneakers and food, you know, and we became accustomed to hustling in the streets, man, and selling drugs, man, and, you know, some of us get big. You know, and I became pretty big, man, and I got caught up, man, like, and you have 2 different, you know, levels of incarceration in this country. One is state and one is federal. And usually when you're doing a federal bid, that's when you go to a whole nother level of selling drugs and stuff like that, a whole nother level of crime. And I ended up in federal prison, man, and I did 8.5 years, you know. And, you know, at the end of the day, man, nothing is worth going to prison for, man. Nothing. Not a new pair of shoes, not a new pair of, you know, a new house, a new car. None of that is worth, you know, the Mercedes Benz that I was driving, the gold, the jewelry. None of that was worth, man, being away from my sons and my family, man, for 8.5 years. So I'm not glorifying, you know, anything that has anything to do with selling drugs, man. It's a terrible thing that plagues this country, and it's something that, you know, eventually, you know, young men like myself, you know, we turn to other things, man, and learn how to come up out of that type of ignorance. And boxing was one of the things that, you know, obviously led me away from it.
Yeah. Well, you've definitely done with well for yourself, and obviously you turn your life around, and you know what I mean. Like obviously you've come out there, and like you obviously in prison, you learned something in prison, like you didn't see anything, so it's come out, and you know the prison system. I'm not too sure in many states they actually do boxing, but obviously it's done well for you, and you're doing very well, and we're happy, you know, to have you over here and sharing that with us. Go ahead, Boxing Beats.
So, how are you going to make up for that? You spent a lot of time being institutionalized. How are you going to make up time and get the right opponents to fight? Like, I know you're trying to get Tyson Fury.
Well, you know, lost time, man, can never be made up, man. You know, even when you look at the clock right now and then you see that second hand tick, you never could get that second back. You just can't get it back. So the only thing that I could do, man, in terms of, you know, making up for any type of lost time is that every time they put an opponent in front of me, I just obliterate them. I send them into unconsciousness. I knock them out. I try and send a shockwave throughout the entire boxing industry, and so that every boxing fan can hear about Amir Mansour.
Yeah.
And right now, there's so many of these guys talking about they the best, and they could do this and they could do that, and there's so many of them, man. The list is endless that outside to get in the ring with me, and they running and they scared, and they not trying to fight me. So at this point, the only thing that I can do is keep knocking out and keep beating up everybody that they put in front of me, and hopefully soon, in the very near future, I'll become a mandatory for one of these champions, man. And of course, when that happens, I'm taking that title from him, whoever it be.
How can you beat Tyson Fury? He's a giant. He's 6'9", you're 6'1".
I like Tyson Fury as an entertainer. You know, I think he's done well entertaining people. I think he's done a great job promoting himself in a way that, you know, some boxers just don't have that pizzazz to sell themselves. You know, but he's selling an empty box. He's selling us a box with a fake diamond ring in it. You know what I'm saying? I watched him and Steve Cunningham fight, and you know, I just wasn't impressed. I'm not impressed by his skills or anything like that, but I'm very impressed by his marketing skills and the way that he promotes himself. But I'm not impressed with him as a fighter at all.
Okay, that's a straight up answer. I mean, you definitely hit harder than Steve Cunningham, so if Steve can drop him, who knows what will happen if you land? Who knows?
I'd send him into oblivion, man. I mean, you know, he knows that. You know, he's not going to fight a puncher like me. You know, he's not going to fight me. You know, you can ask him, call him up, and see Tyson Fury's he's in a position to where though he basically could fight whoever he wants right now. He has a large following. He got TV behind him. He got big money behind him. He can fight whoever he wants right now. Him and I will be a great fight, a huge fight, a big fight. But guess what? He's not going to fight Amir Mansour. And you guys are over there, you guys are on the airwaves, and you hearing it from my voice right now. I would love to fight Tyson Fury. I would love to fight him, but Tyson Fury is one of the many heavyweights all around the world that's running from Amir Mansour.
So why are they running from you?
Because they're seeing the type of power that the boxing world hasn't seen since Mike Tyson. I mean, I'm not bigging myself up. If you look at my knockouts and you see the way that I punch, You haven't seen a heavyweight punch like me since Mike Tyson. And as far as I'm concerned, I can't even tie Mike Tyson's shoes. You know, he has done so much for the sport of boxing. He has done so much, you know, for the boxing fans throughout his career. So in no way in the world am I comparing myself to him. But at the same time, when it comes to punching power, when it comes to devastating knockouts, you haven't seen these type of knockouts in the heavyweight division since Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
and that's what they're scared of. That's what they're scared of. That's what they're running from.
Yeah, definitely. 1 minute, Chris. I'll bring you in a second, Chris.
Okay.
What I was gonna say, going on the Mike Tyson thing. What I'm saying about with the Mike Tyson is like, I don't know who your promoter is. Wouldn't it be a good look to, I don't know, if for you guys to get in touch with Mike Tyson because he's promoting on ESPN. Who's your promoter, and what's your promoter got ready for you in the future? Because a lot of the net free TV is happening right now. Fox, NBC, you know, ESPN. So for Mansour to get on one of them networks and let the world see who you are, that's where it's at. So what you got in the future for us?
Well, we'll definitely be on NBC again. My last fight, December 14th, against Calvin Price, was actually on one of the networks that you mentioned, NBC Sports, and I'll be back on there. There's some talk with HBO going, you know, behind closed doors right now, and hopefully, you know, that'll work out. You can best believe you'll continue to see me now on some big TV networks. You'll continue to see me now on those type of networks and getting, you know, my face and my skills out there as a fighter. And you know, you 100% right, you know. But like I just said, I just fought on NBC Sports, you know, and we're gonna continue, you know, televising, you know, Amir Mansour, man, and you know, hopefully, you know, people around the world will get the chance to see me.
Definitely. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, Mr. Mansour, if you could get that perfect opponent to showcase against, who would you like to fight next?
Klitschko, the world champion, the guy that's the best out there. And you want to know why? His style of fighting is so good for my style of fighting. For one, you know, I like the Klitschkos because, for one, and I've got to give him credit where credit is due. This guy, he's been reigning champion for quite some time now. He's fought in everybody that the organizations put in front of him and make mandatory. So as long as he's fighting his mandatories, I can't complain about nothing that he's doing. I can't say he's ducking me because I haven't become his mandatory. But I would love, if there's any fight out there that I would love to have that I know that I can eventually showcase my skills to the world, it would be Klitschko, because for one, he's the champ. For two, he's not going to run from me. 3, I hit about twice as hard as Lamont Brewster. 4, I'm going to get past that jab. You're not going to beat me with no jab. Calvin Price just threw 134 jabs in 6 rounds, and he touched me 10 times out of 134 tries. And that, in 8 of those 10 times, I allowed them to touch me with the jab because I knew it wasn't going to bother me, and I knew I was going to be able to counter him once he touched me with it, just to get in close because he had a 13-inch reach advantage over me. But having said that, Klitschko would definitely be the best fight out there for me because I can then become world champion, and I could then, you know, showcase my skills on a worldwide level and really, really represent the heavyweight division then and bring that excitement back into the heavyweight division, man. Those exciting knockouts, those exciting wars, those fast-paced fights. I can finally bring that type of excitement back into the heavyweight division because, like I said, no disrespect to the Klitschkos or anything like that, but we all know that they're not exciting fighters at all.
Wow.
Bro, not exciting, but they're competent.
That's what I want to hear. That's what you want to hear from your heavyweights. Exactly what you said. Which kind of guys, when you was coming up, you seem like you're a Mike Tyson kind of guy. Would you say, I haven't really studied your style. I've seen your knockouts on YouTube, but I haven't really seen your style. What would you say your style was, and who's the type of fighter that you think that you like, you know, coming through?
I have the heart, and I believe kind of the awkward style of a Ken Norton, but I punch like Mike Tyson. you know, and I have the mentality of a young Holyfield. That's my mentality when I go in that ring. And when you add those three things together and you look at the heavyweight division today, you know if what I just said is true, there's no man on this planet right now that could beat me in that ring. And I promise you that what I just said is very, very true.
Wow. So what do you think your time scale is? Critics are going to say you're 41, but you know, obviously with, you know, most black people, age don't mean nothing. What's your time scale for you to achieve your goals?
Man, I'm hoping to get into a position where I can fight for a world title as soon as possible. You know, sometimes, man, you're not expecting it and the call comes. And sometimes, you know, you just got to keep fighting your way until, like I said, till you become a mandatory. Kris, Errol, and Caban, they're about to fight for, you know, a world title. And that title will obviously, no matter who wins, will, you know, be back in America, because Caban, he's from Canada, but he lives in America. So that title is going to be, you know, the winner out of those is going to be up for grabs for an American heavyweight. And I know I'll be in that deck right there, that shuffle. So, you know, I'm just anticipating, man, and staying in prayer and staying focused, man, and just, you know, continuing on my path, man, of destruction in this division. And hopefully, you know, like I said, if you keep knocking on the door, it's going to have to open. If they keep ducking me, hey, go ahead and duck me. You're going to have to pull your skirt off sometime along the line and put some pants on, because you can duck me now, but I'll become your mandatory sooner or later. And as far as my age is concerned, when you look at me standing next to any heavyweight on this planet, you would think that I'm the younger one. I'm cut up, I'm ripped, I'm not fat and flabby, I'm not slow, I don't talk with a slur. My speech is very, very good. You can hear me very loud and clear. You know, I'm not slurring, I'm not tripping over my tongue or anything like that. And, you know, 41 to me is a perfect age, man, because I'm very wise in that ring, and I know how to win in that ring. I know how to win, and I know what it takes to win. And I've been through so much in life that there's really nothing that a younger fighter can throw at me in that ring that I can't handle. You know, I know how to, man, listen, these guys ain't ready for the type of mentality that I have in that ring, man. I'm prepared to die in that ring. They not. They're not prepared to die. They're not prepared to bleed. They're not prepared to hurt. They're not prepared to get broken. They're not prepared for anything that I'm prepared for mentally in that ring. And anybody that knows anything about boxing, I'll tell you, once you're in that ring, it's 90% mental, man. It's 90% mental. And I know none of these guys have that killer instinct, that mentality that I have to really, really become or be or maintain a heavyweight championship title.
Yeah. Like my boy Fair Shake Boxing, he asked us to get this interview. Can you say big up to Fair Shake, you know what I mean, for us?
I didn't hear you clear.
No, my boy Fair Shake Boxing is a YouTube channel. He asked us to get this interview. Can you just say big up to Fair Shake?
Okay, so then, you know, I definitely want to thank Fair Shake Boxing, man, you know, and everybody else out there, man, that's supporting me, man, that's even interested in talking to me or meeting me or wondering, you know, who's this guy, Amir Mansour, man. So I appreciate everybody, man. And, you know, hey, big up to Fair Shake Boxing, man, you know. And hopefully I can meet you guys soon in person, man. I'll come over here to the fight one day.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, listen, boy. Chris, let me ask Chris. Chris, you got anything to say to Amir?
Yes.
Go ahead, Chris.
I would like the fight I would love to see you in is against the winner between Malik Scott and Deontay Wilder.
Deontay Wilder, people not going to let him fight me. We done tried to fight Deontay Wilder a couple of times. That's probably why you will hear my name on his tongue, because he knows he can talk all the trash he wants, but his people is not going to let him fight me. You understand? They're protecting him. He hasn't fought half of the competition that I fought, you know? I was only 14-0 and fought Dominic Wynn for the WBO title. This guy ain't fought nobody, man. He hasn't fought anyone with a real winning record, anyone that ever was a winner, anyone that was promising to be a winner. He has not fought nobody. And it's very easy for a guy his size to get in the ring with a trash truck driver, a guy that doesn't even box, and knock him out and look good. And Deontay Wilder's people is not going to let him fight me.
Okay. Hardcore. How did you get the name Hardcore?
Hardcore, just my style, you know, in life. The type of person that I was. I actually got the name Hardcore outside of boxing. And that's really a whole nother story, man.
Okay.
Trust me when I tell you, that's like a whole nother story with gangster written all over it. You know what I'm saying? It's just a whole other story. But that type of mentality that I had in the streets, that type of mentality that I had growing up, kind of transcended into that boxing mentality, man. And so the name just stuck with me.
Can I ask you a question, champ? So at the minute, England's got the rule this implemented in December that anyone with a criminal record can't come into the UK, and they have that in Australia. Now, my question is to you: when you become the heavyweight championship, and that's probably going to happen real soon, if you get a shot at one of these guys, will you be the type of guy to defend, go overseas and fight other guys in their countries rather than staying in America, where I feel when you're the heavyweight champion of the world, you should defend your belt in different countries? What do you think about that?
Well, I would say this. They need to make the Klitschkos defend their belt in different countries, if that's the definition of a true champion. But you're right, and I totally agree with you. If you're the heavyweight champion of the world, you should be able to go all over the world and defend your title. And I'm not really familiar with that law, but I think that that type of legislation may have or should have some type of amendments that would allow a person with a record to come into the country, considering, you know, what their purpose was. You know, sometimes they make passes for people who come into the country for work. That's going to boost the economy some. That's going to bring, you know, some money into the economy. Sometimes they might deny you to come into the country if you have a criminal record because you're just vacationing. And maybe they won't allow a person to just vacation, but if a person came for work purposes, that might be different. I really don't know. But,
yeah, Mike Tyson, they wouldn't let Mike Tyson always comes over here. So they didn't like Mike Tyson because the law just came in December, and he wanted to come over here and obviously sell on his tour, and you know, obviously to generate some money for himself and thing, and they didn't let him come over. So it's happened in Australia as well because they don't let him over there. So they've got this stupid law going along. Also for people in America, they have the law in America that Tyson Fury's trainer, Peter Fury, has a criminal record, and they won't allow him to come into the States. You know, this is probably why otherwise I would have said to you, you know, come to the England and, you know, make a name for yourself like Deontay Wilder, because, you know, the UK and that, we're happy for you. But Canada's fine. I think Canada's okay. But the UK, they're going on stupid about it at the minute. But,
well, man, that's news to my ear, you know. And
yeah, that's what's happening.
Yeah, you know, so that's just it's a whole nother obstacle, man, for guys, you know, that are fighters or somebody with, you know, a record, man, and it's an unfortunate type of law, man, you know, and like I said, hopefully there's some type of amendments in there that will allow, you know, a person, if they meet that type of criteria, to allow a person to come into the country. I don't know. But hey, man, you know, listen, boxing is versatile, boxing is universal. A good thing is it's 365 days of the year. There's no on and off season. And one thing about boxing, it's the fight. It's going to be made. It can be made anywhere in the world, man. You can take two people and put them anywhere in the world when it comes to the heavyweight championship title. You could take two people and put them anywhere in the world, man, and make that fight happen. So, you know, if I can't come to the UK or his trainer can't come to the US or you know, vice versa or whatever, things like that could be worked out, man. If the fight is to be made, networks pick it up, people see the money involved, it'll happen, trust me.
Yeah. All right, that's my final question. Go ahead, Kris and Beats. Wrap it up.
All right. So yes, brethren. What part of the West Indies you come from? Can I hear a little West Indian accent there?
Hey, man, everybody that knows and loves me, man, would laugh so much. I'm not from the West Indies nowhere, man. I'm from America, man. Born and raised in New Jersey, man.
Okay.
But I love dancehall music, man. I love the Jamaican and the Caribbean vibe. And so a lot of times I might talk to patois. You know what I mean? You might talk with a little accent, man, you know what I'm saying, when I'm with my Jamaican homeboys and stuff like that, man. That's just me, man, acting silly, man.
I mean, big up, respect.
All right, go ahead, Kris.
Yes, I would like to know when the next fight you got, and when it's gonna what network.
I don't know if it's going to be HBO or NBC. I'm pretty sure it'll be one of those. Or perhaps ESPN. I'm pretty sure it will be a network. The next fight is for April 5th. We're trying to get an opponent. Like I said, it's real hard for me to get opponents, guys. I'm telling you, man. I'm in the top 10, and these guys that's in the top 10 with me, man, we offer them good money to fight me. We give good locations. We give good venues, everything, man, and they will not fight me, man. And so it's very hard for me to get opponents to fight me on the level that I'm at. And so, man, we shopping for an opponent right now, man. So, you know, hey, maybe y'all can help us out, man, and send a shout out and say, hey, any fighter in the top 10 in America right now, come see Hardcore Mansour. From 1 to 10, he's willing to fight any one of y'all, and let's make it happen, you know. And it's really, really that simple, and it's really that hard, man, for me to get opponents now, man, that's fighting on this level.
You dangerous, bro.
That's why.
You dangerous.
You off your own good, man.
Yeah. Mike Tyson had the same problem with Bill Cayton and Jim Jacobs, man. You're in the same system. The only thing with it is, it's like you have to give up some of your purse to get some of them guys in the ring with you, man. You know what I mean? That's the only, like, that. I know you ain't trying to do that, but I mean, Joe Louis had to do that with when he fought Jim Braddock, and no, you ain't. Yeah, I know this is what it is, man. But you know, hopefully, like you said, the deal will go down and they'll get to start to see you, so you don't have to do that. But we know we gonna put the best stuff on.
I've already took purse cuts and stuff, man.
Oh, really? Oh,
my last 4 fights, I took cuts in my purse, man, so the guy would fight me, man.
Oh.
Not my three before the last one. I took pay cuts, man, so that the guy will fight me.
Oh.
I'm not going to say I took a pay cut with Calvin Price. I did take a pay cut, but I'm not going to say it so that he could fight me.
Wow.
Yo,
wow, man.
I know you can't hear me properly, but in fairness to Deontay Wilder, he did get rid of Calvin Price a lot quicker than you did. Did you have trouble with his height or his reach or his grabbing?
Well, let me tell you this much. If you watch Calvin Price and Deontay Wilder fight, okay, watch their fight, and right before they clinch, Deontay hits him in the back of the head. When the ref breaks them apart, Calvin is already stepping in potholes, and then Deontay finishes him. I didn't really respect that knockout. With me and Calvin Price, you know, I allowed him to make it through some rounds that I shouldn't have. I think I threw like maybe 2 jabs the whole fight. I really wanted to get some rounds in, and to be honest with you, I didn't want to knock him out in the first or the second or the third round. I wanted to get some rounds in, man, and give guys around the world some hope that, well, maybe we can win. Guys, because, you know, knocking everybody out in the first round and second round is bad enough that it's hard for me to get fights, man. I'm not going to say I purposely carried him or anything like that, but I wasn't as aggressive in the early rounds as I usually am at all, you know. And so, you know, he went a few rounds with me, you know. And styles make fights.
Yeah.
Vernon Forrest couldn't beat Mayorga, but he could beat Shane Mosley on his bad day. But Mayorga couldn't beat Shane Mosley. But Mayorga could beat Vernon Forrest on his bad day. So, you know, styles make fights, man. And, you know, if you knock a guy out in the first round, and if I don't knock the guy out at all, it doesn't really mean anything, you know. Brian Jennings against Mejias was almost stopped in the first round against Mejias. I knocked his out so bad they had to take him out on a stretcher in 2 rounds, and Brian Jennings went the distance with him or whatever. So, you know, and styles make fights, man. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't mean anything. But I don't look at Brian as a batter or worse or a better fighter than I, or me, vice versa. You know, because I understand that style makes fights.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah, Brian Jennings. With Brian Jennings, yeah. What do you think? Would you like to fight Brian Jennings, and how would you fight him?
Well, Brian Jennings' camp already said they ain't going to fight me unless there's $1 million involved.
Really? Oh,
yeah. I would fight him the same way I fight everybody else, man. Put this hardcore pressure on you. Put this hardcore pressure on you, and the first time you get hit, it's going to register through your mind. Oh my God, I've never in my life been hit in my arm or my chest or my face that hard ever in my life. And that's one of the things that shocks these guys. When I touch them, it don't matter where I touch them at, they realize and register instantly, I just got hit harder than I ever in my life been hit. And that's when I know I got to fight one. And I will fight Brian Jennings or anybody that gets in the ring with me the same way, man. I'm going to put this pressure on you. I don't care what you do, what you throw. I'm going to put this pressure on you. I'm going to hit you harder than you ever in your life been hit. And I'm going to stop you, and I'm going to keep this pressure on you. And I'm willing to die in my pursuit. So you're going to have to really pull a gun out of your shorts, or you're going to have to really be a devastating puncher as I am, or you're going to have to knock me out cold, unconscious. You're going to have to beat the crap out of me if you want to prevent me from beating the crap out of you. Yeah. And that hasn't been done in 20 fights, and I don't think it ever will be done.
Yeah, definitely. Champ, yeah, Chris. Oh, you got one more? Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I got one more. Mr. Mansour, I think you need to put pressure on these guys. Show up at press conferences and call these guys out.
Yeah, that's a good idea. In the ring after their fight.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. When Steve and Tyson Fury fought, I was right there ringside. You know what I'm saying? Right there ringside, man.
He was singing.
Screaming at the top of my lungs. You hear me?
Yeah.
And I even had people that knew me in the crowd screaming my name at the top of their lungs. But you'll never see it. I wasn't fighting for those people that promoted the fight, and if you're not fighting for those people that promote the fight, and if you come there and make any type of noise, they will cut you out of the sound. They will delete your sound. They will do everything they could do so that you're not seen, man. So, you know, but I understand what you're saying, man, and that's definitely great advice, and we do have some things planned in the very near future, man. Because, you know, what we have been doing is I'm starting to show up at some of the big heavyweight fights over here. I'm starting to show up ringside, you know, and show my face more and things of that nature.
Yeah, you need to get your Twitter game up, man. You get your Twitter game up. Like, you see Fury's, all right, he's talked a lot of crap and he's used it negatively, but that Twitter thing, you know, that could up the ante, man. That could up the ante.
To be honest with you, man, I haven't really got the hang of Twitter. I do have a Twitter account, and I really haven't got the hang of it. But at the same time, I hate going back and forth with a person on the internet because we call them, you know, I'm not no Facebook gangster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm really a gangster when you want to get down to it. You know, I'm not a Facebook fighter. I'm really a fighter when you want to get down to it. I had a guy, Chauncey Welliver, on Facebook. He calls me out. I asked him, "What's your minimum payment?" He said $25,000. I said, "I'll pay you $35,000 plus another $10,000 to come and fight me since you put my name in your mouth." You know what he did? He inboxed me and apologized. You know, I'm not an internet gangster, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I say I want to fight somebody, it's real.
Echoing, man. Echoing beats. Yeah.
Let's go, Chris.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I got one more question. I seen an interview on Fight Hype a couple of years ago. What was going on between you and James Toney?
I really don't know, man. I think James Toney was saying that he would like to fight me, and you know, anybody that says they want to fight me, I say let's go. You know, if it makes any type of sense, then let's make it happen. I don't duck no work. I don't duck no fighter. If a fighter says he want to fight Amir Mansour, and it makes sense for us to fight, I try and get my people to make it happen. And James Toney, I think he had mentioned that he would like to fight me, and so I said, hey, let's make it happen then. But you know, James Toney just lost to a guy that I took out in less than one round. You know, like, you know, I wouldn't want to hurt Toney, and I wouldn't want to disrespect him. Like, let's be realistic. James Toney is one of the baddest fighters that ever stepped into the ring. But he's past. He's past his prime, and he's past his better years. And I would hate to be the one to come, you know, at the end of his career, man, and beat him up like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then the question is, would you want to fight him when he was younger? Would you want to fight him when he first entered the heavyweight division? You know, the answer is yes, but, you know, James Toney, man, he shouldn't even, he don't have no business trying to fight nobody like me, man. So, you know, whatever that was about, man, I really don't know, but I know I'm in a place where a fight with James Toney just wouldn't add up to dollars and cents right now in my career.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me suggest a fight with you.
Yeah.
This guy I'm gonna suggest is like yourself. No one wants to fight him. He came over in the UK from Australia, knocked out Richard Towers, and I'm telling you, no one wants to fight this guy. And I guarantee, as God is my witness, I'm listening. Now, if you and him was to fight each other, the world will set alight. Lucas Browning. If you and him was to fight from Australia, I think that fight could happen. If that could happen in the networks, that will light up boxing in a heartbeat. He is the same. Lucas Brown. No one wants to fight him. Everyone keeps ducking him the same way you keep ducking him. He has the same heart as you. You know who this guy is?
No, I never heard of him, man.
I don't think he's heard of you either. But I guarantee that if the two of you was to meet up, it will be explosive. You don't need no belt. The pay-per-view sales will be off the roof. Australia versus America. You know what I mean? What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna promote it and see what he said, because he's a man of his word. I'm sure he'd want to fight you and come to the States and fight you. He has no problem. So if you're looking for a fight, he will oblige. So it'll be a wicked fight, guaranteed. But that's just my suggestion.
Where does he fight out of?
He's from Australia. He's from Australia. No one wants to fight him. They keep ducking him. Tyson Fury came to England, knocked out Richard Towers. You know, everyone's ducking him. Price, everyone. It's the same thing. You're basically with you, and he ain't got no opponent. He's not afraid to fight no one. He'll fight anyone. He's promoted by Ricky Hatton right now, and you know, I could talk. We could promote this, and you and him can make it happen. And I'm guaranteed the world will be set alight. Two of you, it'll be wicked. It'll be wicked. I'm telling you.
That sounds good, man.
Yeah. He's bad jammer. I'm telling you. Go ahead, Beats or Chris. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, when I title this interview, which opponent's name do you want me to put in there that you really want to fight so you can make it to the next step?
Klitschko.
I tell you much. I tell you, you know, my answer is always going to remain the same, Klitschko. But I tell you this much: anybody, man, that's going to propel my position with the organizations that will eventually make me a mandatory. You know, I can talk about fighting A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but at the end of the day, the best fight for me is anybody that once I beat, I go up another notch.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Once I beat that next person, I go up another notch. I'm on a mission, man. I'm not in no pissing contest. I'm not in no bully contest. I'm not puffed up with no pride. I'm on a mission to become the heavyweight champion of the world. If my fight with you is not going to propel me in that direction once I beat you, then it's not a fight that I should take, because it doesn't make no sense.
Yeah.
If I'm ranked in the top 15 and you're not in the top 15, once I beat you, it doesn't boost my ranking. But if I'm in the top 15 and you're in the top 15, or you're in the top 10 and I'm in the top 10, and I beat you, then it boosts my ranking. this is the fight business, but it's a political game too, man. And a lot of these guys are in the positions that they're in through politics and not really through winning fights.
Yeah.
I earned every position that I'm in with any organization, man. I didn't win no fights based on politics. I didn't get into any rankings based on politics. I fought my way up to where I'm at right now, and I'm going to continue to fight my way up. It doesn't make sense for me to fight down or sideways. I got to continue to fight up. So whoever is out there that's going to propel my rankings and is going to propel my career, that's who I want to fight.
Can I just ask quickly, do you think your past history in the streets is blackballing you in any ways?
No. Because you know what? One thing about fighters, we ain't running for office. You know, that's some stuff that they do, the Klitschkos is doing. I'm not running for no office. I'm not running for no popularity contest. I'm not asking people to vote for me to help construe and make legislation that's going to charter their lives. I'm only asking people, turn on this TV, watch me beat somebody up, knock them out, beat them down. That's it. So it doesn't take a person a lot to want to see that, and it damn sure doesn't take a person a lot to say, I don't care that he's been to prison. I like the fact that he's a good boxer. I met him. He's a great person. He's a gentleman. He's not a bad person. He's a very good person, you know, and so forth and so on. So, no, I don't think the fact that I've been to prison before is hampering my career at all. The fact that I'm knocking these guys out cold and the fact that I'm beating these guys the way that I'm beating them, that's the only thing that'll get in your way over here, unless you have one of the organizations in your corner or unless you keep getting good fights and these fights propel you in the ranking. Other than that, man, you know, if somebody got a problem with it because of the fact that I've been to prison before, then that's on them. Prison doesn't define who the person that I am today. Prison doesn't define who I am as a gentleman, as a father. You know, I'm a father, man. You know what I'm saying? I got 3 sons, man. And I also have 3 other children that I take care of because of one of my best friends that died. So I got 6 kids that I take care of. I got 6 kids that I mentor. I got 6 kids that I support financially. So these are the people that means everything to me, and their opinion about me is what counts at the end of the day. And my image to them and what I project to them and what I teach to them, that's what really counts. I don't care if somebody who's a boxing fan say, well, I ain't going to watch him fight because he's been to prison. In fact, I don't even think those are the type of boxing fans that's out there. Boxing fans, a true boxing fan, all they care about is whether you can fight or not. They don't care about your history.
Can I just ask? Sorry, Errol, I don't want to hug it. After that, right, I think you're the perfect person to tell the youth why they don't want to repeat some of the mistakes you've made and end up in some of the institutions that you have.
Well, I'll tell you this much, man. When a person takes your freedom from you, you're going to sit in that jail cell away from your mother, away from your father, away from your wife, your girlfriend, your brother, your sister, your cousins, your uncle, your friends. You're going to sit in that jail cell all by yourself, day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out. And you're going to really, truly realize that nothing in this world is worth losing your freedom over. Nothing, man. Nothing out here is worth losing your freedom over and having someone younger than you, someone spiteful, someone who's sicker than criminals themselves, policing over you, telling you when to go to the bathroom, when to eat, when to shower, when to come out your cell, when to go back in your cell. Because let me tell you, you got a lot of sickos in this world that's not in prison. They're in office, you know, and they're sickos. They're police and they're sickos. They're correctional officers and they're sickos. So you're going to run into these type of people if you go to prison. And I'm telling you, they're only there, and they're only there to remind you that nothing on this planet is worth losing your freedom over.
Real talk. I appreciate that.
Man, you hardcore, man. For real, you hardcore, man. Yo, you gave me a hardcore lesson and the boxing fans a lesson on what life is about and what a real man is about. And we appreciate you giving this interview for us. And we wish you all success in your career. I believe that you are the guy who's going to be the next heavyweight champion. Even though some people don't know it, you know it. And the fight fans will know it. Soon you're going to be a network T. And we appreciate you giving this time. And we're going to follow your career. And everyone else listening to this telecast right now, get behind Amir Mansour. And champ, we're going to have to catch you up soon. And we appreciate your time.
Okay.
Hey, man, thank y'all, man. And listen, man, please let the people in the United Kingdom know that all the boxing fans over there, tell them thank you, all the support, all the letters. Man, they send letters, man. There's thousands of them over there that tuned into a couple of pay-per-views for fights I had on a little mediocre pay-per-view show. Tell them that I love them and I thank them from the bottom of my heart for their support, man.
Okay, we'll do, champ. They're gonna get the message, man. Thanks very much, champ. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Y'all be easy, brother.
Peace. All right, man. Peace, bro.